Get more reactions on the arrest of Zaldico and the impeachment hearing of Vice President Sara Duterte. We're now joined by Caloocan 2nd District Representative Edgar Erice. Representative Erice, welcome back to Head Start. Oh, you're on mute, sir. You're on mute.
Thank you, Ma'am Karen. Good morning.
All right, I want to ask you first, is it good for this administration and its allies that Zaldico comes back and returns to the Philippines? Does it benefit them?
It's good for the country if he comes back. Pero I doubt it. Siyempre si Saldi will be afraid of his life kung babalik siya rito. So he will take all legal actions to prevent his pagbabalik sa Pilipinas. So tingin ko may mga legal moves na gagawin si Congressman Saldi para hindi mapabalik sa Pilipinas. Kasi yung kanyang kaso doon more of an immigration case.
Pero ito tanong ko, interesting.
Rather stay there, yeah.
Oh, but what other options does Zaldico have? I just wanted to ask you, because if paso na ang kanyang Philippine passport, right? Ang nangyari, kinansela Yun ata, isa yon. Nahuli daw siya.
Yes.
Tama ito, no? I'm reading through notes here. He was arrested driving through, right? Driving through Prague.
Yes, that was the reports. Alam, may mga conflicting reports. Anyway, we just hope na talagang nandun na siya, naka-detain siya, and of course, his lawyers will do anything to prevent his comeback to the Philippines. Kasi alam niya, ang pinaka mahirap dyan, delikado talaga yung buhay niya because he will be implicating a lot of powerful people.
Okay. So, number one, we don't have an extradition treaty. That is one. Number two, on what grounds
Yes.
can he make himself stay? I mean, what grounds would a country allow him to stay?
Well, this is really an immigration matter. Harry Roque is saying that he might apply for an asylum. So maraming legal remedies. Pero ang sa tingin ko, kung nakadetain talaga doon si Congressman Saldico, maganda siguro yung Blue Ribbon Committee can conduct an online investigation.
I see.
Together with the lawyer of Leo, nakadetain naman siya doon. So online investigation ng Blue Ribbon para malaman natin yung katotohanan.
Okay, so what you are calling on is for the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee to take advantage of the situation. Because Zaldico is now detained,
Yes.
they can already start the hearing kahit online.
Yes.
Oo, totoo yun, kasi baka makawala pa ulit.
Baka makawala pa uli o kaya ay may mangyari sa kanya. So,
Okay, all right.
I think the Blue Ribbon can do something about it.
Okay, now, do you believe that Zaldico will tell all, as they say?
Well, he has no choice. He has no choice kasi hanggat hindi siya nagsasalita, ang mastermind siya, si Saldico. So kailangan magsalita siya para patayan na hindi siya ang mastermind. At yan naman ang sinasabi niya in his several video testimonies.
Okay. Now, Representative Adyong said that he would want more than just a testimony. He would want corroboration, documentation. Is that possible with cause accusations? For example, one of his video accusations was former Budget Secretary Pangandaman allegedly was ordered by the President to insert 100 billion pesos for projects during the BICAM in the 2025 General Appropriations Act. Ang ganitong akusasyon ba? Meron ba tong dokumento na inutusan ng Pangulo ang budget secretary tas kinonfirm daw ni Adrian Bersamin?
Well, Karen, yung 2024 and 2025, yung mga releases ng unprogrammed appropriations ay sinamon na ni Jack Dionen during the oral arguments on my petition against the constitutionality of the unprogrammed funds. So there will be another, ang alam ko, they were given a deadline until April 14 to submit all the documents with the necessary corresponding release orders. At yan ay actually we'll have another oral argument tomorrow. So dyan malalaman kung alam ng Pangulo na pinarelease niya yung budget for unprogrammed appropriations kahit na wala pang pondo, at dyan malalaman kung yung mga flood control projects na ay pinarelease ng Pangulo na nakataan from appropriation. I think yung 2025 national budget is not the most corrupt budget.
It's
Yung
2024.
2024
Ay, okay. Why
is
2024? Oo. So let's talk about that. 2024 was the ballooning of the unprogrammed funds. Why do you describe that as more
Yes.
corrupt than 2025?
For example, yung sa 2025 budget, 157 billion lang yung natanggal sa mga foreign assisted projects at nailagay sa unprogrammed appropriations. Samantalang sa 2024 budget, 250 billion yung natanggal from the program appropriations na nalipat sa unprogrammed appropriations. At marami pang iba na hindi lang ito nabusisi unlike the 2025 national budget. So maraming talagang marami masasabi. Saldico, sino ba yung mga kasama niya? For example, hindi naman po pwede kasi na si Saldico lang ang involved dito. There are a lot of people involved in the Appropriations Committee and the Senate Finance Committee. And lahat ng mga ito inaaprobahan ng Speaker at lahat ng ito inaaprobahan ng Senate President. Kaya ka nakapirma doon si Senate President Chis Escudero. And ang dali-dali namang imbestigahan. Nagtataka ako sa Blue Ribbon bakit hindi pinapatawag si Yusek Bersamin, si E.S. Bersamin, si Secretary Pangandaman, and even the employees of the and House Appropriations and Finance Committee. Alam nila lahat yan.
Oo. So ang interesting nga dito, ang kinasuhan is Senator Bong Revilla. Diba? Siya ngayon na ang nakakulong, and ang the ICC, na-confuse ako ICC o ICI ngayon. They already... ICI.
Wala naman nangyari kung wala... ICI, wala namang nangyari.
Oh, so naniniwala kayo walang nangyari sa ICI?
Wala.
Why do you say that?
Wala nangyari.
Why do you say that?
Yung dalawang commissioners nga nag-resign kasi nga there are some limitations in what they could do. At hindi naman na-release yung budget nila. At wala silang stopping component. So paano nila may imbestigahan yung napakaraming budget? At ang pinakamahalaga dapat, nagkaroon ng recommendation ng ICI kung paano mapiprevent yung occurrence ng ganitong mga pangyayari sa mga susunod na budget. Wala rin silang ganong nagawa. So nagsayang lang ng panahon, nagsayang lang ng oras, at lalo pang na-confuse ang mga mamamayan sa tunay na nangyayari sa flood control mess, sa infrastructure at sa national budget. Pati Independent People's Commission na pinagmamalaki ni Senator Soto, na pinagmamalaki ni Presidente na gagawin nilang priority legislation, wala rin nangyari. So talagang I think the administration is preventing the coming out of the truth regarding the national budget.
Okay, now Malacanang, of course, will not agree with you because you have Malacanang saying it's the president himself who exposed this. It's the president himself who wanted to start this investigation. What would make you think that Malacanang would prevent the coming out of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Because this thing cannot happen without the collaboration of the Senate, the House, and some members of the cabinet. At ang sa tingin ko sa SONA, ano na sabi niya? Sabi niya, pahiya naman kayo. So, ano nangyari? Ano nangyari doon sa sinasabi niya na mahiya naman kayo? Ano nangyari sa investigation? Wala naman. Yung mga nakakulong, yung mga contractors, yung mga DPWH rank and file employees na hindi naman magaganap lahat nito kung walang pondo na pinanggalingan yung mga ghost projects na to, yung anomalous projects dito. Ang nag-provide ng pondo, gobyerno. And the president signed the budget. The president is the cousin of Speaker Martin Romualdez, who is the boss of Saldico.
Do you believe that some individuals, I mean, you do have Senator Bong Revilla in jail now, but do you believe there are some individuals who are getting away with what they've really done with the 2024 and 2025 budget?
These people are beneficiaries of the budget, of the mangled national budget. Merong mastermind. May mastermind. I don't believe that the president doesn't know it unless talagang may question of competency. Kasi 3 years 2023, 2024, 2025. National budget, tinanggal yung mga pinakamahalagang proyekto na alokal. Bakit siya pumayag? Dapat command responsibility.
Okay, so I think to close this topic is if Zaldico does come home, do you believe Zaldico will tell all? Based on his past testimonies, he implicated members of this administration. Kumbaga, hindi naman niya tinitira ang oposisyon dito or yung wala sa kapangyarihan. Ang tinira po niya ay mula Malacanang hanggang maging sa kamag-anak. Alam mo yun, it's cabinet members. He gives names of relatives of the president. Would he tell all kung napabalik siya?
Hopefully, gagawin niya. Wala naman na siyang ibang option. He cannot blame the opposition. Imposible naman na magkaroon ng kamay ang opposition sa tatlong pinakamalaking budget ng bansa, 2023, 2024, and 2025. It's the call of the Congress, the Senate, and the President. Wala nang iba.
All right. So let's move on to the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte right now. What is your take on where this is headed?
Well, yung sa akin, I don't want to prejudge yung ibang grounds for impeachment. Pero sa yung Madriaga, I think it smacks of machination, incredible yung machinations, at baka makasama pa ito, baka malunod pa yung ibang mga grounds na pwedeng pag-aralang mabuti.
What do you mean by that? Yung Madriaga, wait, Representative, you don't support his testimony?
Wala, incredible yung mga yung mga testimonies, wala namang collaborating evidences, at sa tingin ko
but didn't he prove that he knows her? I mean, he explained in the House why he is speaking against her. Napakasuhan siya. The Vice President didn't let him finger down.
Being in politics for something, and with I'm with President Noynoy, hindi binati ka lang ng birthday mo, kakilala ka na, o kaya
walang ginawa para makulong. So you don't believe that they are close? You don't believe
I don't think that they are close at tingin ko nga yung pinakita yung painting gusto establish ni Madriaga na close sila ni Vice President na bibigyan niya ng painting pero lumabas hindi naman pala galing sa kanya. So kitang-kita mo na may machinations doon sa mga testimonies niya.
Okay.
Sa tingin ko yun yung weakest link at sa tingin ko yan yung magpapahina ng credibilidad ng impeachment process kasi tingin ko hindi rigorously na-test ng House Committee on Justice yung credibility ni Madriaga.
Although the threshold for probable cause
I think it's the
is quite low.
responsibility. Yes, but I think it's the responsibility of the Committee on Justice and its members to really cross-examine and test the credibility of the statements of Madriaga. For example, yun nga, sinabi niya,
But all
nagbigay
the
siya ng
House,
painting kay Vice President.
no, but all the House needs
Pinakita
is
niya to stop this relation.
No, I
Yes,
mean,
but,
Representative.
I think bago nila ipadala sa Senate. Yes.
No, Representative
Yes.
Erice.
Karen?
Yeah, your signal is going on and off, but the threshold for probable cause is quite low. I mean, they don't have to determine
Yes.
his credibility. That would already be in the trial proper, right? Kasi ang dami namang ibang ebidensya.
But it's
na
a responsibility.
Okay.
It's the responsibility of the Justice Committee because they will be asked as prosecutors in the Senate to test the credibility of their witness. Kasi kung hindi, mapapahiya sila. So, dapat may rigorous na testing doon sa mga sinasabi. Kasi eventually, the testimony of Madriaga, they will own it and present it in the Senate. At yung credibility ng House Justice Committee mismo, yung nakataya dito.
Okay, now you stated initially that you would not sign a new impeachment complaint against Vice President Duterte. You said this in January.
I will not endorse.
You will not endorse. So what
I
does
will
that
not
mean?
endorse. Yes.
Hindi, let's say this
So there will
reaches
be
the plenary. Pag tumabot to sa plenary, will you sign or not sign?
I will, of course, I will study the committee report, then decide.
Are you against the impeachment of the
But
Vice President?
No, the impeachment process is a process. So they will have to establish probable cause and yun yung gusto ko makita doon sa committee report.
Oo. But don't you believe yourself as a representative, as a servant of the people, that she has to account for the alleged funds in question? The confidential funds, the
Yes,
DepEd funds, and even now you have COA, the disallowance of COA, that's more than 300 million. I mean, the camp refuses to detail and explain.
Alam mo, Karen, yung confidential fund, yung expenditures na yan, complicated yan as it looks eh. Kasi nga, never in the history sa Pilipinas na trillion na yung nag-gas confidential fund. Ngayon lang nagkaroon ng ganyang investigation sa confidential funds. For example,
So what are you saying? What are you saying?
11. So, na-incentivize yung 19th Congress to prosecute VP Sara because she's the strongest candidate for president in 2028. Pinaghandaan na talaga even at the cost of the reputation of Congress, talagang ginamit ang Kongreso para sirain si VP Sara. For example,
So you see this as all
yung
political in nature.
people's
It can hurt.
Yes. Impeachment is a political process pero dapat naman konti namang marangal naman ng kaunti yung paggamit provision na ito ng Constitution.
Okay, my last question.
I am not saying that the Vice President, I'm not for the Vice President. I'm a Liberal Party. I have some disagreements with the policies of the Dutertes, pero sa tingin ko, kung sa tingin ng iba, ang mga Duterte ay monster, yung ginagawa ng ating paraan para patayin yung monster, we're becoming a monster also.
All right. My last question is, I don't know if you've seen it on social media, that if the Vice President is impeached, the candidate, there's graphics going around that the other candidate might be Baste Duterte. Have you seen this? This was sent to me by some reporters. Have you
Yes.
seen that? Okay, I want to ask your initial
Yes.
reaction on that. The possibility of if Vice President Sara Duterte is impeached, meaning convicted in the Senate, they may field Baste Duterte.
Well, nalulungkot ako kasi ito namang nangyayari. It's a fight for supremacy of the Marcos and the Duterte. It's our country. Dapat siguro matuto yung mga Pilipino na kung pipili tayo ng presidente based on ano yung vision nitong mga kandidato na ito. At sabi ko nga, I would rather support somebody who's not popular but who has a vision for the country and merong plano at merong track record. Sa tingin ko, si Mayor Baste, wala pa namang track record especially to become a president of 100 million Filipinos. So sa tingin ko, I would rather sana makumbinsi ko tumakbuli si Marojas para naman may chance ang Pilipinas.
But he already lost. So Marojas is your candidate? Is that what you're saying?
He lost not because of his programs, not because of his track record. He lost because of the Filipinos are not ready for him. Hindi pa handa yung mga Pilipino para anong nangyari kasi kampi-kampiyan para basketball sa Ginebra, Toyota.
So are you
Sino yung
convincing,
popular?
is there a group in the Liberal Party convincing Marojas to run for the presidency? Is this just you, or is this talked about?
There are some people in the party, some people are close to Mar that's trying to convince him. Maybe give it again for the Philippine people.
So merong nagko-convince. What about Vice President Leni Robredo? She did lose, but then I saw a poll, I think by Okta survey, that said her numbers are close to that of the Vice President. Okta released a survey, right? That kumbaga she's gaining.
Yes, ako nga yung una lang sabi that ang pwede lang ilaban ng Liberal Party ay si Vice President Leni. Pero sabi niya hindi pangaraw, hindi natin alam, pero at least may mga options. Pero sa akin naman kasi kung ilalaban natin talaga yung qualifications, dapat kung ang mga Pilipino ang maging basis ng kanilang pagboto yung qualifications. Tingin ko yung pinaka-qualified si Marojas. Kasi nga kung nagtuloy-tuloy lang ng panahon ng Pinoy, we're already the economic tiger of Southeast Asia, of Asia. Nakita naman natin na yung credit rating natin tumaas, yung zero backlog sa classroom.